If you are interested in Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh / Duel Links content, go ahead and subscribe to my secondary channels, Pokemon Central and Duel Links Central. They will be linked in the description down below. Have an awesome day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. What is up? Welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. So for this one, we have a Winged Dragon of Raw deck that I wanted to go ahead and show you guys. Hope you guys enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new. And yeah, so first and foremost, Winged Dragon of Raw, really cool card to have, really awesome to own, in fact. And he's prismatic and all that other good stuff. He has a nice effect, you know. But here's a couple of issues. Winged Dragon of Raw is very dependent on basically having a deck built around him. Unless you want to randomly throw him into like other meta decks, I guess that would work, especially if they swarm like a Red Eyes deck or things like that. But aside from that, most of the time he needs his own independent deck, unfortunately. So we're going to go over the deck, and then I'll have a bunch of juicy replays for you guys that I won in, I lost it, and there's one that I'm like super disappointed. It's like a moral victory, but like those don't really count. But like it was a win, but I misplayed and it wound up being a loss. So first and foremost, hope you guys enjoy it. And I want to kind of point out that, again, Winged Dragon of Raw is not a competitive card. Not at all, really. He's just not. You're not going to get far with a Winged Dragon of Raw deck. It's just not going to happen. So it doesn't matter what variant you build. Just try to have fun. Now, if you're worried about the cards that are in my deck, I have Mecha Phantom Beast, Hamstrat. Really good card for being able to flip out tokens, and being able to have tokens and board presence with that card and Raw's Disciple are the most important factors in this deck build for Winged Dragon of Raw. And then when you have Winged Dragon of Raw, Anti-Magic Arrows is really good for going offensive with the card. And I like running 3 Draining Shields because of the fact that it allows me to negate attacks, and I also recover that life points back. And let me go ahead and take a step back. I'm running Destiny Draw, and a lot of people would say that the preferred skill would be life cost 0, and I wouldn't argue that it isn't, because life cost 0 is really good because it allows you to spam Raw's secondary effect, which my deck's not really built on that. But if I wanted to do that, you can run Supremacy Berry, or you can use Supremacy Berry in that scenario, actually. And then that's basically 2 free destructions if you want to do that, because this will replenish your life points by 2,000 after you use Raw's effect. No matter how many life points you're at, maybe you have more than 4,000, maybe you're somewhere because a longer duel, you know, in between whatever number range, and Raw just has its own attack stat. Then you Supremacy Berry, you get your life points back, then you use Raw's effect. It kind of functions the same way, and then you can OTK or finish the duel with Anti-Magic Arrows. Now, this card can be replaced by any sort of back row removal, but keep in mind, this is really good because it's one card and it stops everything except for Sphere Karibo, pretty much. So, and like a few other select cards like Bacon Saver, I think could stop it because it doesn't affect what's in the graveyard, but for the most part, it just eliminates their back row from the battle phase. So a really good card to have. These 2 are here just for defense. They can be teched in for any other card that you want that just provides defense. And then these 2 are here just for a little bit more consistency. He's kind of redundant with Destiny Draw, but it's nice to have Destiny Draw because of the fact that Destiny Draw does 2 things. It allows you to go into your deck, which with Destiny Draw and this card, I tend to draw from my deck with Destiny Draw like 2 to 3 times on average in a duel, which is really, really good. But the best thing about Destiny Draw is that it allows you to pull out a random card from your deck, whichever one you want. It could be at the very bottom of your deck, and it also lets you see the order of your cards so you can play appropriately. And it doesn't shuffle your deck. So there have been times where I've used Destiny Draw and it's like, oh, Winged Dragon of Raw is literally the next card or 2 cards away on top of my deck, so I don't need to Destiny Draw it out. I can kind of just draw a card like Windstorm. Another card I had in here, I believe during the replays, was Rainbow Life instead of Curse of Anubis. I feel like Curse of Anubis is probably just better because it doesn't force you to discard a card, but Rainbow Life is cool for that LP regeneration. So let's go ahead and take a look at the replays that I have here. Hopefully I explained everything well enough. And these are really interesting. So first and foremost, I want to show this one. I'm just going to get it out the way. This was just against Marik in Dual World, but the rest of them will be ranked duels. This is just a Dual World duel. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. And I wanted to show this because, one, it was Raw versus Raw, but I believe that I drew into the optimal starting hand for this deck. Pretty much, yeah. So I had Rainbow Life at the time. So he's going to put out his, he's going to basically bring out a Winged Dragon of Raw really soon. Alright, so I got the Draining Shield, and I decided not to do anything because I wanted him to attack me. I wanted the Destiny Draw, and he's going to bring out his Raw, like, I believe a turn before I bring out mine. So I'm going to stop the 3rd attack. Because for Destiny Draw, you do need to take 2,000 points of damage. So I Draining Shield that one, replenished a bit. I got to draw whatever I wanted. I used Destiny Draw here, probably drew Raw. Oh, Double Summon, okay. That means that Raw was probably at the top of my deck. If I drew Double Summon, it's not showing me the list of cards right now, but if I drew that, it's probably because Raw is at the top of my deck. And I'm very tempted to use Marik. I wish Marik had Destiny Draw or something, because I would, or Life Cost 0 or something, because that's the only way to see this sick animation, right? That's another reason why I wanted to show it, because you're not going to ever see mine. So he's going to pay all his life points, try to go direct. It doesn't matter here to me. I discarded Supremacy Berry because it wasn't necessary there. Like, I gained 3,900 life points there. It wasn't necessary. And then my Raw's better than his Raw. Yeah, Raw's at the top of the deck. That's why I did that. And you see I have the full entire best combo right here. Double summon. So that's one thing I didn't cover. You do need double summon for this deck for the most part. Another good card would be Celestial Transformation, I believe, from the card trader. But it's not as good in my opinion. It's pretty good for the special summon. You don't need double summon. It just kind of, it's one of those pick your poison type things, really. So my Raw was better than his Raw. But yeah, you can run it that way. So let's go ahead and check out some more replays here. I want to show this one because really, Raw's worst issue, its biggest deficiency, is that the deck is pretty much dedicated to it. And that's a problem because you don't really have a lot of other options. Raw is like your only option. So if you play a burn player, which, quick disclaimer, there is a burn player in here. You saw the Weevil replay. So if you play a burn player, God forbid that you take too much damage or like you don't beat them on the turn you bring out Raw and you sacrifice all your life points, right? So those are basically Raw's biggest deficiencies, and not immune to things like enemy controller or things of that nature. So this isn't a bad hand. It's usable. I think I'm going to play Hamstrat, though. Depends what I draw. Okay, so I play Deep Diver. And this is one of the scenarios where Deep Diver is cool because, like I said, he's kind of redundant for the most part. He's not even necessary, but he's nice in this scenario, allowing me to put whatever I want at the top of the deck. And I think I put Raw. Yeah, I put Raw because I have the best possible hand already, right? So he's basically a Destiny draw for monsters without needing Destiny draw. And I believe he's going to bring out an Ancient Gear monster here. A tribute. Yeah, the Beast. Okay. So the Beast is actually going to... It's a really good play for him. It's going to negate my monster's effect. I don't actually get the effect here, unfortunately. But I do get Destiny draw. So with Deep Diver, I was able to basically draw into 2 cards and still get my combo exactly the way that I wanted it. And then you guys will see what happens at the end of this duel. So I Destiny draw into Disciple. That's the only thing you really can do right there. Oh, hey, Supremacy Berry. That means I'll get a 3,900 attack point Raw, or 3,800, excuse me. So then we have Disciple. He's getting the tokens on his Ancient Gear Castle. And then I'm going to double summon because, again, you cannot special summon Raw. You do need double summon here. Or you need, again, Celestial Transformation. It can bring out Disciple, and then you can use your normal Tribute Summon. And then I do have arrows, right? It works. It works. I have the arrows and everything. I'm in a good position, right, boys? What's his face down card, I wonder. I am in such a good position. I should have literally, here's the thing. Enemy controller takes, Supervise activates, he brings back the Knight because it's a Gemini monster. Here's the thing. I shouldn't have used freaking, that's so unnecessary. I have no cards. I shouldn't have used arrows. I should have forced him to use that enemy controller that turn. And then maybe the duel would have turned out differently. That Econ take is like the biggest pro play, right? And that's why enemy controller is so good. Just in this game, it's really freaking good. And Ross kind of sucks because it's not immune to things like that. But again, it's just a funsies card. And I wanted to show that one because of that specific play. And here's another really good duel. This is another really good duel. Again, these are all ranked duels. This one, I think this guy wasn't running anything in particularly good, though. I don't think his deck was particularly good, but I wanted to show it because I drew into a really, really good hand, right? And that consistency, that being able to start with a good hand is the most important factor of the deck. So here we go. We're going to start first, which in most cases you want to start off first. He was running LP boost. I just noticed that. So this is the best possible hand, pretty much. Best possible hand, pretty much. Because I'm going first, I don't need double summon. So, all right, painful decision, whatever. Gaga Gigo, fine. He's going to try to attack. I'm going to Draining Shield it. And I'm going to have a really beefy Raw after this. All right. And I'll just stop that. I'll flip summon my Hamstrat next turn. This is where Hamstrat's really good if you guys were wondering about him. Another good Tekken option for him, I'm sorry I didn't say this in the beginning of the video, would be something like Cosmic Compass. It's a pretty good card to run. Or anything else that brings out tokens, you know. So there we go. Pay all my life points, 5750. And then I got the Supremacy Berry, and then I can destroy his Gagagigo, and, you know, just go direct. Go direct for game. He had LP boost. Didn't matter. Didn't matter. It didn't matter. That was a perfect duel. Did not matter at all. And then you can kind of see in scenarios like that where the deck has potential, right? It's just the problem is it's not conducive to Duel Links. Only having 20 cards most of the time, even if you run 30 cards, it doesn't really help you. It just makes it worse. It would be better in like the actual TCG. And there's a lot of, you know, common support that Raw has in real life that he needs in the game. So another one that I want to show off was the Weevil one, and then we'll show Kaiba, and these two are different, right? This one is really funny. So this is the one that I was like, yo, I can't believe I did that. You know that there has to be, if you guys watch my channel, you know there has to be that one game that I totally can win, but somehow wind up beating myself in, and that's this game. This was against Burn, too. Literally, this deck's arch nemesis because you can't mill your own life points if they're just killing all your life points. The more that they kill your life points, the weaker your Raw is going to be, right? So this is basically this deck's worst enemy. He even starts off with a Jade Insect Whistle. He forces me to put that on the top of my deck. But watch how I pro play around it next time he does that, because spoiler, he will do it later. But watch how I pro play around it. There goes the Parasite. That's fine, right? That's good for me because it's an extra monster I can tribute, right? So I play Raw's Disciple. I go offensive. I learn from my mistake in the Crowler duel, and I try to play offensive, try to make them use their resources, right? I didn't mind this. Go ahead and get your 1100 back. That's fine. Whatever. At least it's not there for Raw. And then he uses that. That's fine. Of course, I do have arrows, so I don't have to be too worried about things like that, but I just wanted to make sure that he used the resources. That's the most important thing. In case there were like an Econ, for example. So I pop out Raw. Big Daddy. Watch this. 2900. Watch this. Watch what happens here. I use arrows. That's fine. Go direct. Boom. I think that face down is like a Jade Insect Whistle. And this is, I'm going to pause it right here. Yeah, it was a Jade. It was total bait. So I didn't even need to use it. But of course I didn't know that. So here's what happens. I'm going to pause it. So since I paid my own life points, I can use Destiny Draw. So I'm going to Destiny Draw here. And I'm like, oh, I got game. But one thing I was concerned about is this thing. Because if it pops on my field, it'll kill me, right? But I turned on my toggle, and I could literally, as soon as I draw that, I can discard it with Rainbow Life before it would play itself. That's where Rainbow Life is a freaking beast card, because it's a trap. I could have literally done it, and the game asked me if I wanted to, and I'm positive I could have done it. I could have discarded that thing before it played itself, okay? But I Destiny Draw, and I don't know why I did this. This is just common, like, this was a total brain fart. I should have not pulled Barry. I did not need to pull the Supremacy Berry. And since I, by the way, since I Destiny Drawed, I didn't need that. Like, it stopped me from being able to draw that card right there. Because it doesn't shuffle your deck, unfortunately, which is really good in most cases, but not good in this case. But I didn't need the Berry. The Berry's nice to have, but I didn't need it. This was just pure me not understanding Raw, right? All I needed to do was grab the second arrows out of my deck here. That's all I needed to do. That's all I needed to do. So I thought that Raw would be able to destroy the face down, and I forgot it can't do that. Total misplay, total beat myself moment. All I needed to do was grab the second arrows. I got too anxious. I used Draining Shield. I should have just let the game go because there's no second option. And the game asked me right here when I draw this if I wanted to discard it. And I could have, but I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to let this go. He wins. There's no way I'm winning this duel. And all I had to do is draw the arrows with the Destiny Draw, and I would have won the duel, right? That's the most frustrating part about it, and that's why I wanted to show it, because it's like a moral victory. And I Destiny Draw here, but I'm like, there's nothing I can do, so whatever. And there goes the arrows, because I'm like, yeah, I should have brought that last time. Oh, man, and look at Yami. He closed his eyes to me. He's not happy about that. He's not happy. So really, you know, that was a win, technically, right? But a loss, technically, right? So last one. This one's funny. This one's funny. So this was against Kaiba, which was pretty fitting, and I'm glad that the guy played along with it when he saw what I was trying to do towards the end of the duel. He saw what my deck was trying to do, because a lot of times I like to fake. Basically, my deck likes to fake like it's a burn deck, because it's running things like Draining Shield and, you know, stall cards pretty much. So it likes to fake like it's a burn deck, and that's basically why you see Yugi nowadays, Yami Yugi or Atem in the ladder. It's because he's running burn. So I don't draw into any of my combo pieces in this duel at all. So this one's going to be a longer duel. And like I said, he's playing Phoenix, and I think he dead draws for like the first couple of turns. Literally just incredibly dead hand. This is just a really dead hand. But I do have some options, of course. Crystal Seer. I'm going to flip it up. So he sees it, and I'm like, please don't show him raw. Please don't show him raw. And it doesn't show him raw. And I'm like, yes. So he doesn't know what I'm running. Maybe he has an inkling, right? Maybe he has an idea. So I set the Mecha Phantom Beast. I go offensive, whatever. And that told me that he had a Sphere Karibo because the game did stall for a second, and his toggle was on. So yeah, he brings out Lava Golem, which wound up not being that good of a deal, an idea for him. Because now I can do Supremacy Berry, and I have 3 in my hand, so why not, right? And then I try to go offensive. He's going to stop me. But the thing is, he gave me this monster, and he can't even deal with it. He can't even deal with this monster. So I'm like, why did you even run this in your deck? What is even the point of this? It seems like a last resort type of card when you've already won the game or something like that, because he's running Beatdown, but he can't deal with it in most cases. He's going to keep doing that, but that's not a big deal for me. I don't mind. And then I use arrows, right, to just destroy the Phoenix, because it seemed like he was relying on it. Because I knew he had already dead drawed in the first couple of turns. Now we're already on turn 9. So he goes ahead and special summons another one, tries to go there. I Draining Shield that. Give me those life points, boy. Okay. And now I'm wondering what I draw here. Oh yeah, so I Destiny draw, because I've taken 2,000 points of damage from Lava Golem, which is why I didn't really mind it either. So I drew into anti-magic arrows because I can already tell that my deck is going to be drawing into the combo pieces. If you're wondering why, again, if I draw into weird things at weird points, it's because I can see what is in my deck and where it's coming. Because Destiny Draw gives you that ability. And I try to stop him from destroying the Hamstrat, because Hamstrat needs to pop out 2 tokens. Since I have Lava Golem, its effect doesn't trigger. That's where there's an issue with this card. It can't bring out 2 tokens. And I'm like, oh, great. Because Raw was next, that's why I drew that. And I'm like, oh, cool. Well, I can maybe get my combo going. So he does this thinking that he has game, right? And I get lucky, too. I get lucky. So he does that thinking he has game. I'm like, why did you even give it to me? Because it didn't work. All it did was give me Destiny Draw. So I got very fortunate. Very fortunate here. Very, very fortunate here. I live with 200 life points. And that means I can Destiny Draw it. I can literally Destiny Draw. I think I draw a Disciple here. And he doesn't do anything to the Disciple. Okay, Rainbow Life is what I drew. That means that I must be drawing into Disciple soon. I think the next card I draw is going to be like Windstorm or something then. So give me that 2,000. Goodbye Supremacy Berry. Whatever, it's a trade-off. 2,000 for 2,000. I would have got 2,000 anyway. Oh, I got 2,100 that time. There goes Windstorm. Gonna go full stall here, right? Okay, we're good. So I think I'm gonna draw a Disciple any turn now. Okay. Or Draining Shield, something like that. I don't even remember. There goes Disciple. So I use Supremacy Berry, and I'm gonna go offensive with the Disciples. Look at this. I'm gonna go offensive with the Disciples. Alright. I'm still mad about the Weevil duel, by the way. Trust me, nobody's harder on myself than me. Alright, gonna pop both of those. He doesn't trigger any effects or anything like that. And here's the funny thing. He sends that to the grave, plays another one. This guy's a good sport for this. He's a good sport for this. He's a freaking good sport for this. He just literally nukes his entire hand, everything, just destroys it all. Stops caring, just destroys it all. And the reason that happened is because he had the Fire King Island getting destroyed by playing another one. So he let me go for game. I had double summon. I just wanted him to show. I wanted to show him that I had these cards, because had he like been stalled for one more turn, for example, I could have probably won that game without his help. Especially given that his hand was total crap. I could have literally probably won that game without his help if I had one more turn with a stall. So, anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I think I may upload this to both channels. If I do, if you guys are on the D-Free channel, make sure that you guys subscribe to the Duel Links Central channel. Link is in the description down below. If you guys are on Duel Links Central, you guys are interested in a Dragon Ball channel or Dragon Ball content, I have over 100,000 subscribers on my other channel. Link is in the description. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Have an awesome day.